Well, Kimberly, after the first Father of the Bride movie, did you notice a difference in the way that men reacted to you after that movie came out?
Yeah, I think I was a fantasy bride in that movie, so I think a lot of guys thought that I was that person, that kind of ideal bride, wholesome. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Was that a little unnerving for you?
Yeah, because I mean, Annie Banks is like perfect, you know. The pressure.
Well, you went back to school after that movie, right? Was that a little hard for you to do that? I mean, everyone looking at you, or did you adjust pretty well?
It was a huge adjustment. People recognized me. People would call me up. I had, different people, because I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to list my phone number. There were things I didn't think about, first off. So people would get my phone number. Sometimes people showed up where I lived, And fortunately, there were no psychos or anything like that. I mean, everyone was nice, but it was unnerving for me. It was not something I was used to. But I tried to stay as much of a student as I could, because I knew that it would be hard once I went Hollywood to go back and be a normal student.
Well, what kind of roles did you turn down after that movie? Were you offered a lot of similar type stuff?
Yeah, I didn't want to get stereotyped into that wholesome, perfect daughter, da-da-da-da-da, because then I thought, well, that's what I'll be doing for the rest of my life. So it had to be a good enough role to take me away from school. So fortunately, I had a priority. So I was pretty critical about what I wanted to do, pretty discriminating.
Well, with this movie, you're pregnant. Did you notice a difference in the way people treated you when you were wearing the pregnant look?
Yeah, there was no difference with people who knew that it wasn't real, but sometimes I'd leave the set and people would smile a little bit more, or I remember going to a movie theater once. And I had to go to the bathroom, and we were in the middle of shooting, and so we just had to run into this movie theater. I remember thinking, everyone's going to be staring at me, they're going to know, and nobody knew. I thought it would be a clue that I had, one of the ADs with a headset following me around in a walkie-talkie, but nobody even noticed. So I guess it looked real, and I guess I acted real.
Well, returning to the house in Pasadena, what differences in the neighborhood this time as opposed to the first time?
Oh, this time they've got tour buses that drive past the house and take pictures. Apparently, it really changed the life of this family that lived in this house, because now everyone wants to see what the house looks like.
And a question, since we got one of these as a present, in the interim, how much basketball have you played since the first movie?
None. I have to admit, I really haven't. I have a couple basketballs that are lying around the apartment from the first movie, and I bounce them every once in a while. They're kind of flat by now. I don't play basketball, but I do love it. I mean, when I got back on this film and I started, wanting to practice a little more, because we have a little basketball sequence in this film, kind of all came back to me.
And one last question. Do a lot of people come up to you now and ask you for advice about weddings, about how to plan them, what to have?
People talk to me as though I've been through it. People say, oh, well, you know what that's like. I have to get a wedding coordinator, or, whatever. And I say, I know it looked like I was married, and I felt like I was married 30 times over, because we were shooting it for weeks and weeks, but I haven't done it yet. I've lived out this fantasy, and so I don't have to do it in real life for a long time.